and I burst out laughing. Flying Dragon Kylan, you tell me what to say. The Virgin called me like this, and I was a little scared at first. His legs trembled unconsciously. Why is he so confident? Don't worry at all. I just want to play a game of wrestling. But it has become the villain of the game, the Devil King. I was a gamer. Open this game as usual. Prepare to play the role of every beautiful woman, to unlock exquisite wit. But the dog blood crossed into the game world. It also penetrated the corpse of the villain, the Devil King Rothen Mola. As far as I know, this game is late. The captured female character is toyed with by the player, suddenly sublimated to become the muse of Hantier Castlevania, and the end of the Demon King is a dead end. Think of this. I'm not calm for a moment. Damn, who the hell planned this plot? Calm down and think about it. The plot of this game has just begun. There should be time to save. Just from now on, be a great devil who no longer wrestles. Maybe it can change the outcome of death. Just at this moment, my goblin boy reported to me. Sushi captured a senses like cream for me. But I didn't expect the saint to be strong. The brothers tried their best not to let him go, and said provocatively, "Come on. You yin demons." Seeing the Virgin so strong, my lieutenant, the black elf, is tired with a whip. Prepare to teach this saint a lesson, but the senses is not afraid. Just top it. Bring out all your means. I will not give in to you. The Fremden cigarette picked up the saintess's chin. With a teasing smile, "I really like your face. I hope you can still speak like this in the future." Then Frayne used magic directly. Instant teleportation enabled. Teleport the senses to the palace gate. The senses was a little uneasy at this time, because in the understanding of the saint, the Demon King is a more than ordinary goblin, several times the size of the Great Goblin. Better than this, even though I'm scared. But I'm still secretly cheering myself up. Even at size. I'm not afraid either. So Fran brought the Virgin into the palace. In front of Lu Jiu, Lord Lu Xiu, Saint Burley at Fort Convenient Disposal. Ostensibly a noble saint with a pure heart. In fact, he is a gangster full of color. Also likes the amazing sister of various tigers. Just now, Duberfran brings the leftover girl to the Demon King Lu Jiu. Unexpectedly, the senses blushed after seeing the Demon King. How is this Demon King different from what is described in the book? This temperament and this face are quite handsome. Then he shook his head. This must be the devil's fault. I need to wake up. And the devil sees the plump figure. This is too foul. The calmed Demon King wiped his nosebleed. Don't be deceived by the appearance of his little white rabbit. As the character most susceptible to evil in the early stage of the game, as long as the evil is done to a certain extent or death, immediately deified, incarnate as a seraph and kill me in seconds. Therefore, we must not die for him. The saint angrily told the devil to stop pretending Show your true nature. Whether it's data that makes the body weird, or little magic to transform the mind. It's useless to me. Shout stop once and I lose. The king saw this and just wanted to explain. Flame next to him said, if the demon king needs it, the subordinates can develop it now. The demon king says he doesn't need these. After the saint heard it, it was a misunderstanding. Don't need these. Are you going to use that? In my mind, I immediately made up my mind to become a magic chef. The thought of these saintesses immediately shouted poison. Absolutely not yourself. Become a king. But helplessly, this leftover girl is thinking about something. Seeing a leftover girl like this, Frame raised his little whip. Draw from the saint in a lifetime. The virgin closed her eyes in fear. Wait a while, found that he had not been knocked down by the whip. Open your eyes in doubt. It turned out that it was the demon king who caught the whip. Protect in front of him. The demon king was a little flustered. So rashly tentacles. If the enemy will definitely be suspected, and Frame was getting nervous. Oops, gaff. If this goes on, it will definitely be run astray by the road repair master. At this moment, the two were afraid for a while. The demon king coughed twice in embarrassment. Tell Frame to take the saint to the room. Arrange for the punishment of the saint yourself. The senses hears that the demon king is going to take her to her room. I panicked in an instant. It's actually the devil's room. Sure enough, he still wants to attack me. What happened to this leftover woman? All I could think about was what I had to code. Just as I told Frame, after bringing the virgin to my room, the sensible Fram took the saint to the bath first. Remember what the virgin looked like just now? Frame was very upset at this time. Humans as captives, the senses actually thanked Lord Yu Luxiu. Even if Lord Roko needs morale, then you can only forgive me. But what exactly does Lord Luxiu want to do? At this moment, the leftover woman is also thinking, why would the devil do this? And I made up my mind. Even if there is hell ahead, also have a go. After the leftover girl dries her hair, come to the room I prepared for him. Leftover women boast of luxury, while calling me guilty. He also said that the soft bed I carefully prepared for him, to seduce him. The leftover woman immediately expressed, my leftover girl. Even if you freeze to death, you will not be tempted by such low-level tactics. 3 seconds later, with a thump, he fell on the soft big bed and rolled around happily. I thought in my heart that this Devil King is different from the legendary one. Not a bad guy at all, but not too aggressive. It's not right to get up. What made me think that? Am I really fascinated by these mysterious objects? Have you blinded your heart? It doesn't have to be the Demon King's mental magic. Start with simple object temptations. Then slowly apply the hint, until finally he was completely reduced to the king of the devil. Think of this. You raise your little fists to cheer yourself up. No, I must never forget my mission. But it should be fine to lie down for a while, right? Then he fell asleep with a smirk. This sleep lasted until the next day, until the morning sun's on my face. Leftover women react. Wake up suddenly. Why did I fall asleep? Hateful. For me to paint, even the bed is so soft. Just sinister. Senses. Mr. O'Brem walked in. Miss Virgin, it seems that you are quite satisfied with this room. Then I threw him a suit and said, replace it with this. Lord Suku has instructed you to serve. The Virgin picks up her dress. Found out it was a dress. I see. Thought I was going to wear a maid costume. Treat me like a maid and humiliate me. It just gave me a nervous breakdown. That underestimates me. And there was no shame in dressing as a maid. After speaking, the senses put on white silk without hesitation. I just want to play a colorful meteor. But the dog blood has crossed into the big devil in the game. Insult a leftover girl. The eldest sister also dressed me in a maid's dress, just as the leftover girl put on the maid's clothes that she was equipped for. Walk to me in high heels. Tell me not to pretend. False devil. Confused, I turned to look at the world, but was fascinated by the scene in front of him. Happy nosebleed. Shit. This body is so beautiful. The Virgin saw this. I didn't expect you to have such taste. No matter what, the devil. Let the horses come. Then he tapped his hands on the table. Isn't that what you want to do? Just at this moment, the door is pushed open. My subordinate scream, and Bradley goes and looks behind the scenes. Instant annoyance. Then back out the door and close it. Sorry for the visit. See, subordinate misunderstanding. I hurriedly called him back. I didn't expect you to be even more angry. He even wants others to watch. How despicable. What are you thinking about? What are they, the sons of tigers and wolves? Just at this moment, Frame holds a map of the latest military situation. Then, we have officially begun to discuss plans to attack humanity, and the Virgin Mary on the side was confused. He actually let me listen to these military secrets. I think I don't have to be defensive. Or is there some other conspiracy? When he saw the markings on the map. But surprised me. The army of the Demon King drives straight in. Impact encroaches on humans. If you attack so violently, you can't stand it at all. Think of this, and you're so nervous you're gulping down. The body's shaking unconsciously. And I glanced at the fire of life that wanted to think wildly. I remember again. According to the original development of the game, easily repel the human group and capture the fairy princess. But I refused. Only in this way can the Demon King army be driven back to their hometown, so I don't have to worry about triggering death. And then I pointed to the map. Let Bradley lead his men. Go directly to the highest degree of Paraben. They were all terrified when Bradley heard it. He hurriedly expressed his lack of strength. I looked at him stupidly. You doubt my decision? Bradley thought to himself. I just deliberately let you, a Tuno slaughter bird, die. Although Bradley appears to have no water in the lake. Actually laughing and whispering. So I started lying to him. Urual is to be regarded as the achievement of human great intelligence. because after my mother heard my explanation, I blamed myself. His dictatorship as Lord Liu Xiu. But I don't know this important situation. This is remiss. I can't even scratch how I'll punish him. What does this census think about every day? All I could think about was what I had to code. Even my adjutant frame learned to enlighten. Thinking about how I would punish him. Looking at his strange appearance, he didn't respond. He was pointing at Bradley. Let him organize a vanguard. Go to attack the fortress head-on during the day. Bradley was in a cold sweat and just wanted to fight. And Frame has his foot on his stool. Are you suspecting the Demon King? After saying that, he pointed to you next to him. The Virgin Lady? The look of shame is the best proof. The census hurriedly shook her head when she heard the words. No, I'm not. Bradley looked at the saint in front of him. It's only been 2 days. The devil turned him into this humble and submissive figure.